Tse-Ming,
Yes.
founder, chief executive, MD, EP Plus Group, pharmaceutical marketing business. You're very established in the market. Let's talk about where it all started, right? Where did you come from, and tell me about yourself.
I was born in Seremban into a average family of 5 boys, inculcated with a good moral and family values. My dad was a teacher in the school, and at certain point of the time, he was the headmaster of the school. So my mom was a homemaker. So educated in Kuala Pilah, because my dad was transferred to Kuala Pilah from Seremban. Grew up in a very small town, Kuala Pilah. As you know, in a small town, there's not much distraction, right? Most of the time, I will be spending my time involved in sports, right? In individual or even team sports. So I'm quite good with my badminton, tennis, all the racket games, and also team sports as well. I played volleyball, basketball. I think sports shape who I am today, shaping my mindset to be a risk-taker, the never say die attitude, and also want to be different. Yeah, that's how I grew up in the small town in Kuala Pilah. And studies-wise, I did well in my studies. Unfortunately, it's not good enough to get myself admitted to the medical school, which is my first choice. I have to opt for my second choice, which is pharmaceutical sciences. And also the options of studying overseas is not an option because I'm coming from a family of 5 boys, and my dad was teaching. So there was some financial constraint, and also I think to reserve the resources. I'm the eldest in the family, so to reserve some resources for my other brothers. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, opted for to pursue my degree in pharmaceutical sciences in USM Penang. But something interesting happened in Penang. In the 3rd year of my studies, I've basically already planned out my career path, and also decided to have something on my own, because I think at a young age, I get to see the difference between the haves and the have-nots, and that really gave me the drive to want to do well. So after shaping the career path and also the career vision, I started business. After working for about, after graduating, I worked for about 6 years, and I started my own business in 1997. That's how it started.
Where did the hunger come from?
The hunger comes from, as I shared earlier on, at a very young age, I get to see, the haves and the have-not, right? And I want to, I can't pursue my the desired course, which is medicine, but due to short of fund, and I couldn't get it. So that really gave me the drive and the impetus to be successful.
So how did the business start?
So as I was working for 6 years for a French pharmaceutical company, and after working for 6 years, I left the French company and joined a Taiwanese company. With the French company, I get to learn about pharmaceutical sales and marketing. And after leaving the French company, I joined the Taiwanese company. I get to learn about how to start a pharmaceutical business. And after 6 years of working, and when the opportunity knocks on the door, and I seized the opportunity, I took the plunge. I took the risk, and that's how it started.
Talk about those days. How did you take the plunge? What do you mean by take the plunge?
Taking the plunge meaning, instead of still working as an employee, I took the plunge and decided to resign from the comfortable job and take up the challenge to start my own company with about 200,000 ringgit, after selling some apartment and some saving from my wife as well. So that's how it started, yeah.
How many years ago was that?
That was 25 years ago, in 1997, before the Asian financial crisis.
So how did you survive that? That must have been quite stressful, right?
Yes, actually the sales was good though. In 1997, 1998, the sales was good. The only challenge was is the devaluation of the ringgit, and also the capital control. So the sales was good. The ringgit was weakened, and I still remember those days I have to pay $1 with almost 4.8 ringgit. Because we were just starting, in 1997, a few months before the financial crisis, and the setup was still small and the gearing was still low in that sense. And I managed to work with the local distributor to arrange the cash flow and all that. I managed to survive during the initial phase.
So talk about the business now. You've got three different lines: aesthetics, fertility, and one more.
Yes. So we have three business units: the pharmaceutical business unit, fertility sciences business unit, and also a medical aesthetic business unit. So pharmaceutical business unit is basically we are offering a range of pharmaceutical products, mainly from Europe, helping doctors to meet unmet medical needs, right? So in this pharmaceutical business unit, we have a product in a few therapeutic areas, neurology. So in the field of neurology, we have product used in the management of stroke, subacute stroke, and also the post-stroke. We also quite strong in the field of gastroenterology. We have a range of products in the field of gastroenterology for some common GI problem, and also we are the market leader when it comes to colonic cleansing, to cleanse the colon before patient go for screening of the colon for cancer, or before a surgeon start to operate on the patient. They need to cleanse the colon. So we are the market leader. So that is in the field of gastroenterology. And also we have a product for the treatment of irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah, so other than the neurology and the gastroenterology, we have product for diabetes, the complication of diabetes, respiratory, and also women's health. So that is the pharmaceutical division. And our second division is dealing with fertility sciences, or the assisted reproductive technology. Basically, this division is helping, we offer products and devices and also some equipment to help fertility doctors and the embryologists, helping infertile couples to fulfill their dreams of parenthood.
Do you find that fertility is on the decline?
Yes.
Why is that?
I think there are many reasons. As the husband and wife, when they start to work, and the stress level is getting higher and higher, and also I think people are getting married at a later age as well. So these are some of the contributing factors contribute to the increase in the fertility cases.
So there's also health issues where maybe it's harder to conceive, or maybe there's less time.
It could be health, it could be time, and age as well. So age is something very important. So as people get older, especially the ladies, the women, the chances of getting conceived is more difficult.
Then the third leg of your business is aesthetics.
So aesthetic, but not just aesthetic, we call it the medical aesthetic. So in this division, we have acquired some very specialized skill set in commercializing a medical aesthetic range of products. So it's medical, so we're dealing with plastic surgeon, skin specialists, and aesthetic doctors. We are not dealing with the beauty salon and all that, right? So we offer a range of minimally invasive products to provide to this group of doctors to help healthy people like you and me to look and feel better.
To look and feel even better than we do now.
Yeah.
So business is good, because you said that even in the Asian financial crisis, the demand for product was there.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. People still want to be healthier. They want to feel better. They want to look good.
Yes.
How good is business right now?
I think now 2022, I think this year, the first quarter, we have registered very healthy growth. In fact, in the first 4 months of 2022, we have registered the highest growth, the all-time high actually, for the past 20 over years. So I think this year is good up to April. May, I think the first 2 weeks are still looking good. I hope it's sustainable.
So the pandemic must have been quite challenging.
Pandemic is challenging, yes, in 2020 and 2021. Challenging in the sense that because of the lockdown, and our people, our med rep, they are unable to visit the customers in the hospitals and clinics. And also a lot of the medical procedures they've been delayed. The hospital have also stopped a lot of major operations and all that, and all reserve it for COVID cases. And also during COVID, the school is closed, restaurants are closed, infectious diseases is on the way down, and during COVID as well, people are wearing masks. The incidence of cough and cold has gone down 30 to 40%. Yeah. So in a way it's affected. But if you look at another range of products, right, the products are indicated for mental health and all that is on the rise as well. And a product for the cardiovascular diseases is also on the rise.
So basically the market for healthcare and pharmaceutical business, long-term net is still very positive, right? Because even though maybe you're getting healthier here, but there's some issues there on the mental side or fertility side or aesthetic side. Yes. So to talk about the landscape, right, Tse-Ming, for the next, say, 20, 30, 40 years, right? For people that want to, or maybe are thinking of going into pharmaceutical or healthcare business, what can you tell them?
I think the healthcare business or the pharmaceutical business is a very interesting industry. We have been registering annual double-digit growth for many years. I think the demand for healthcare services and also product are fueled by the aging population. The population become older. From now is more than 7% of the population are above 65 years of age. People are living longer as well. People are living up to 90 to almost touching the hundreds now. So that helped to expand the market. And I think also partly because the rising of affluence, right? People have more money, lifestyle changes. You get a different kind of lifestyle diseases as well. And also because of the disposable income, people are willing to pay for better medication. That sustained the growth for many years. I think for many years to come, will still remain the same. And as you know, I always try to compare Malaysian healthcare market size to Taiwan. If you look at these two countries, the population are about the same. But the Taiwanese pharmaceutical or the healthcare market is easily 4 or 5 times bigger than Malaysia. So I think there are a lot of potential for growth. There's another reason as well. As you know, Malaysia is aiming to be one of the desired destinations for medical tourists, because of the high standard of healthcare facilities and also the healthcare professionals in this country. In 2019, there were almost 1 million health tourists came to the country, and they spent about almost 2 billion ringgit close to 2 billion ringgit in 2019. So I think with all this in play, I believe the healthcare industry will continue to grow.
What kind of things keeps you up at night though? What kind of challenges are there? Or it can't all be easy going now, right?
I think what is keeping me awake at night now is the war in Ukraine, not so much COVID. The war in Ukraine is affecting the logistic, right?
Supplies of medicine, yeah?
The demand and supply is very difficult to predict, and also the schedule of the delivery of goods from Europe, because almost 90% of product is coming from Europe. The unpredictability of the supply of the product. The war may affect the supply of the raw material to the manufacturer. And at the same time, the escalation of the freight charges. Give you an example, the air freight charges have increased by 100 to 200% compared to pre-COVID. And also the other challenge is that post-COVID, there's a slight change in the diseases which is available. Yeah, COVID, the mask is protecting the people. Everyone is wearing masks now, right? Yeah. So chances of getting cough and cold is
negligible already. Yeah. But there's new stuff coming all the time. This monkey pox or something, right?
Yeah. But those are still quite new. We are still not too sure how will it evolve.
But just in terms of managing the business, right, Tse-Ming? Because you're still private, so presumably there's only you and your wife still in the business. There's benefits of being private, but there's also downsides of being private. Has it worked for you, the structure?
I think it's working well. We have a full control of the business, Well, I mean, you look at the result. For the past 25 years, we doubled the revenue every 5 years. We are still projecting the revenue to be doubled every 5 years for the next 10, 20 years to come. I think it's working well for us, right? We don't have to argue on the board on you know, what will be the direction and all that.
Shareholders and different strategies and different motivations. I know you are very interested in leadership, and you're constantly training your people to be better leaders and better managers of business. Will that be a structure that works for you long term? I mean, in terms of ownership and keeping your staff motivated and things like that.
Yes, to keep the staff motivated, we managed to establish a very comprehensive performance management system based on meritocracy. If they do well, the bonus structure is there, the incentive scheme is there. We want to make sure that you know, the bonus paid out and also the incentive paid out is above the market rate, right? That is for the general staff. As for the key leadership team or the senior leadership team, we have derived a long-term incentive plan. Basically, we will share the profit with the key leadership team. As the company perform, they will be getting more in terms of the bonus, of course, and on top of that, there's the long-term, the LTIP, the long-term incentive plan as well.
Okay, so it's a very financial incentive program in place, right? But equity, you never relinquish any part of that for now?
Well, I think even if we want to relinquish the equity, you know, how many percent are we willing to relinquish? If the percentage is too small, I think the leadership team may not be interested as well. Because if you're holding a small percentage of the shares of the company, you're still at the mercy of the major shareholder, right? They would prefer to cash out as soon as possible so that they can decide what to do with the money.
So if equity becomes part of the equation, would you consider an IPO? IPO, then the shares are quite liquid. They can exit at any time.
Yes.
I mean, do you think about that at all?
Yes, I think for the past 2-3 years, we have been talking about that. I think if you look at the financial numbers, we are okay. We qualify. It's just that we want to be sure that you know, IPO is the right solution for us to achieve the vision of to be the leading healthcare group in Southeast Asia. So we are still evaluating. In fact,
About 4 countries, right?
Currently, we are operating in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia, right? By 2025, we are moving on to Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines, right? By then, by 2025, then we may need to reevaluate. Do we need to get the funding from the public, or do we have enough of fund from the bank, or in fact, even consider later on, you know, get the PE to participate to help us in the exit plan.
And what is the culture of EP Plus?
We are trying to create a very innovative environment, our core value. So innovative environment, which is informal, also guided by our core value of we want to innovate all the time. Innovating all the time meaning whatever we do, we want to make sure that we can do things better, faster, at a much more cost-effective manner, and also to make it smarter as well. So that is innovating all the time. So upon completing certain tasks or role or projects, we always ask ourselves, what's next? How do I improve on it? So that the next round comes, and how do we make it better, faster, and also much more cost-effective? So we want to innovate all the time. And the second core value of the business is we want to conduct ourselves and also the business with integrity. We put in place our corporate integrity system, jointly developed together with Transparency International. That will shape the way we do things in the organization. That's the second core value, conduct our business and ourselves with integrity. And the third core value is whatever we do, don't point fingers. If we don't achieve whatever we're supposed to achieve, we don't point fingers. We take personal responsibility in delivering excellence or delivering results.
Accountability now.
Yeah, accountability, yes.
So we've talked about this before. In one generation, people have changed. The children have changed, the young people have changed, mentalities have changed, approaches are different. How would you advise an entrepreneur today in terms of building a successful business?
Building a successful business, I think what is important is that begin with an end in mind. To build a successful business, begin with an end in mind. You must know exactly what you want to achieve. You must have a very clear idea what is the vision of the business that you are going to build. Where are you heading? Correct? There's a vision, but vision alone is still not enough. I think you need to be clear that why do you want to do it? What is the purpose of achieving this vision?
So for you, it was a financial purpose, in a way, right?
When I first started, was a financial purpose.
Today?
Today is different. I think it's much more altruistic. Right? I think the core purpose of the company now is we want to innovating for better lives. Let me explain a bit. Innovating for better lives is we want to bring in a very innovative healthcare and pharmaceutical product from Europe to make it accessible to patients in Southeast Asia. And also innovating for better lives, also we are talking about helping our people, the young adult within the organization, also within the community. How do we add value to them, helping them to learn and grow, and grooming them to become future leaders? So that will be the second part of innovation, innovating how to come up with the desired new hire integration, training, and leadership development framework for the company, helping this group of people to acquire some life skill, so that after acquiring this life skill, they can move on to. No, of course, we want them to stay with us, right? Yeah, if they have acquired this life skill, wherever they go, they're going to make use of this skill, and the chances of being promoted will be higher. And the third group of people that we want to innovate for better lives will be, is the young adult in the community as part of our corporate social responsibility initiative. So how do we do that to touch them, the young adult in the community? Is after training our people, the leadership acquired those skill set, we want them to transfer to the young adult in the community.
Okay, and maybe a final word of advice for younger businessmen. What should they know? For
the young businessmen is to stay focused, and not distracted.
Okay, on that note, that's fantastic. Thank you, man.